Hi guys, I'm back and I'm happy to share with you my second vlog, and I hope you liked the first one. I know it was rather rudimentary, but as I go along I'm going to keep improving, so just bear with me as we go along. Today I'm going to share you some folkloric legends that I have named rooms after. The first room would be Shonkatti, and then it'll be Lady of the Lake, and the third room will be the Physicians of Mathve. I hope you're going to enjoy it. So let's go.
As we walk up the stairs, we come to the first floor landing, and straight ahead of us is Shonkatti's room. And I'll give you a short description of who Shonkatti was. But first, let's walk into the room and have a look around. It's the smallest double room in the house, and it's got a double bed. And the decor is based on Shonkatti's cave. And if you just look around, we've got antique furniture in here. And when we come around, we also serve bottled water and lovely teas and coffees. And the teas are Morgan's teas, and which you can make yourselves in there. And there's a plaque on Shonkatti. And if we have a look around until we get to the bathroom, we're just having a look around here now, and there's the overview of the room. It's a really lovely, cozy room. You feel really nested in there. And we've got some warm water bottles for the winter. And if we go into the bathroom, we offer Clarence products for you to use. And now I'll tell you a little bit about Shonkatti. Now, Shonkatti is a figure in Welsh folklore. Tales about him vary on several details, but he is usually said to have been born in very near to Tregaron, which is not far from Llandovery as well. He was born in around 1530. His mother was Catty Jones of Tregaron. He was an illegitimate son, and she named him Thomas. The Welsh language equivalent of Tom is Twm. It was also common practice in rural Wales for children with common names to be nicknamed after their mothers. Thus he became known as Shonkatti. He was supposedly a Protestant by faith at the time when Mary I of England, a Catholic monarch, ruled, and he had to gain an income as best as he could, choosing robbery as his trade. And his religion had him marked out as a rebel already, and his high status meant that he would rely on any advantage of protection from others. As a young man, he fled to Geneva in 1557 to escape the law. After the session of the Protestant Queen Elizabeth I, he was able to obtain a pardon for his thievery, enabling his return to Wales in 1559. Shonkatti earned a reputation as a sort of Welsh Robin Hood, roaming the rugged western mid-part of Wales, robbing from the rich, but somehow forgetting the bit about giving to the poor. The original characters often said to have been based on one Thomas Jones. He also wrote poetry and was a steward who often had recourse to the law. At the age of 77, he married the widow of Thomas Rhys Williams of Ystrad Feen, and he died 3 years later.
Right, now that I've showed you Shonkatti's room, I'm going to take you to see Lady of the Lake right next door.
Right, let's go through into the hallway again. And as you can see, the hallway, and on the right is the door that's open. There is the Physicians of Mathve room, which I'll tell you about later. And here, let's go into Lady of the Lake. And I will share the information about the room to you, and then explain to you the legend. And this is the room, Lady of the Lake. Let me just go forward. And I'd like to turn on the light so that we have enough light for filming. And if we go around, we'll see we have dual aspect windows in this room, and all the curtains are made of silk, and the room looks out onto Stone Street, which is a very quiet street at night. There's hardly any noise, and you can sleep really comfortably. And the room is a king-size bed, and I use sheets and blankets to keep in the summer to keep you cool, and then at winter we use hot water bottles and extra blankets to keep you really cozy in here. And if we look around to the left, you'll have your tea and coffee stations where we serve our famous Morgan's tea from Wales. And we go into the ensuite room. We have Clarence products. Oh, and a little gift there as well for needles and cotton. So if you need to sew up a button on or torn a dress or something, it's there for you to use. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell you the story of the legend of the Lady of the Lake. In the 12th century, a young man fell in love with a woman who emerged from the magic lake, Llanifanfach, in the hills above the village of Myddfai. He was allowed to marry her, providing he was faithful, and he did not strike her 3 needless blows, nor touch her with iron. She came with a dowry of goats, cattle, sheep, and horses. They were very happy, and she bore him 3 wonderful sons. Unfortunately, he struck his wife once when she laughed during a funeral, once when she cried at a wedding, and then, to cap it all, he accidentally touched her with the metal bit of a bridle as she helped him to harness a horse. She cried, "You have struck me the last blow, farewell." Turning her back on him, she called to the animals to follow her and disappear into the lake. The distraught husband drowned in the deep waters of the lake in his frantic search for her. And this is where we're going to end on our tour of Lady of the Lake. And then I will show you her 3 sons, the room of her 3 sons, which will be the physicians of Myddfai. Right, I'm quite excited to show you this room. It's called the Physicians of Myddfai. And here we go. I'll show you. And it's a lovely room, and it's one of the largest rooms in the hotel. If we enter into here, we've got a large bathroom en suite, and with a corner bath with Victorian features, as well as this huge room, and so spacious and comfortable if you want to stay in this room. We've got 2 large windows that brings in a lot of light, and a comfortable chair where you can sit and read after a long day's drive, or just hiking around the beautiful scenery of the Brecon Beacons. We offer free bottles of wine and fruit and fresh flowers for this room. And we have a superior king-size bed as well. And it's so lush and comfortable with all the amenities that we offer here. And here's a little apothecary cabinet that we've designed to put into the room to remind us of the physicians of Myddfai. And I'll give you a bit of history of them. The Lady of the Lake's 3 sons often went to the lake, and on one day she re-emerged and told Rhiwallon, the eldest, that he must become a man of medicine and be a benefactor to mankind by giving relief from pain and misery through healing all manner of disease. Rhiwallon and his sons, Cadagon, Grafydd, and Einion, all became physicians. Their fame spread across Wales. They compiled and published in the Red Book of Hergius, containing prescriptions such as the cure for coughs, and I'll read you one. Coarsely powdered mustard seed boiled with figs in strong ale. also for rheumatism, chilblains, and for preventing drunkenness. Hope it does work. The physicians of Mathway were herbalists in the 12th century, which was a time of influx of new ideas and learning that inspired and gave momentum to the Gothic era. Rewachlin, being the most able practitioner, became the eminent personal physician to Lord Rhys of Dynafor. Rewachlin was assisted by his 3 sons. In return, they were rewarded with land around Mathway. Lord Rhys maintained their rights and privileges in all integrity, and honour was met. It is at these monasteries at Flora de Strada, which I will show you with pictures at the end of this video, which is a ruin now not far from Llandovery, that the physicians of Mathway would have acquired a lot of their practical skills of herbal medicine. Being scholars of the monks too, would have encouraged writing their recipes down. This they did as a record of their skill, lest no one should be found with the skills they had. However, as Pugh states, it is unlikely that their material, medica, came from the era. Most likely it was an accumulation of knowledge from the preceding centuries of herbal usage by the tribes and villages of Mid and South Wales. So that is the story of the physicians of Mathway.
Well, we've come to the end of this vlog, and I hope you've enjoyed it. But there's a first thing I've got to do is apologise to the Welsh-speaking public if I've offended you in the pronunciation of some of the Welsh names, as Welsh is not my language, and I'm English-speaking. So, sorry. Next time I'll try harder. If there was a Welsh person around to help me, I'd rather ask them in future. I would like to thank everybody for watching and coming to the end of my vlog. And if you'd like, would you give me a thumbs up and subscribe at the bottom of this vlog on YouTube? I would be greatly appreciative of that. And if you want to share it with your friends and family, that would even be nicer. So guys, at this point of time, I want to thank you so much once again. And on the next video, I'm hoping to share 2 rooms with you, which is Vicar Pritchard and William Williams. And I will do that for you, hopefully by next week. So have a lovely time this week and be happy, and hopefully the sun's going to shine as it's been shining here today. And I need to go out now and go and take a long walk. Thank you, everybody. Bye. See you again.